want to thank God for another day to be in His house. And to do what He would have me to do. This morning I'm going to be in 2 Corinthians chapter 10. And starting at verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. So I'm going to give some examples of a stronghold. There's bitterness or unforgiveness. You think of revenge or feel hatred towards another. You often angry and feel resentful. Obsessive worry or fear. Worrying about your kids or future or finances to the point it steals your joy. And there's jealousy. And addictions, all type of addictions such as substance or even being addicted to attention or praise. There's lust, adultery, meanness, intimate encounters. There's perfection, which drives you to control. Selfishness, fragile ego, despair or complaining attitude or such low confidence prevents you from living for God. And discontentment, lying, people-pleasing, gossip, judgmental thoughts or feelings. Strongholds are stronger these days, very much. And the vine they talk about that's coming in the church, strongholds. There is vines, and there has been vines coming in this church. That is strongholds of that and many more. There's many more strongholds, but that's just a few. And they are coming in this church. Not everybody that walks through that door is here for a good reason. If we feel that we have a stronghold that's taken over us, we need to get to the root of the problem in. We can't let it keep growing, because sooner or later, like that vine, it is going to take a hold of you and it's going to pull you out. If you have these, and if I have these, we need to go to the root of the problem. We have to go to God. We have to get it taken care of then, because it's not what we're supposed to be feeling. We're not supposed to be feeling none of this stuff. And to take care of that, you have to cut the root completely out. You can't leave the root, because if you got a root, something's going to grow. It's going to come back. So you have to honestly take every bit of it out, the roots and all. We're not in no competition in church. We're all striving to go to one place, and that's to heaven. We can't be I can't compete against Nikki and say, well, I'm going to do that better than her. Well, for one thing, God didn't call me to do what she does. I have my own calling of what I have to do. And I can't be trying to be better than anybody else. We're not no better birther around here. We have to do what God has called us to do, and we have to strive to be better every single day. We can't just give up halfway through the race and expect to go to heaven. We've got to get this stuff out of us, or we're not going to make it to heaven, because it's not of God. And I'm not going to mention no names or nothing, but I know we had a vine come through here. But we got rid of the root and all. And we have to do that. It's not mean. You don't go grab them by the nape of the neck and throw them outside. You pray. And the 4 people that was assigned to this rug, I finally found out what we're doing. Finally found out. You know, there is sheep and there's a shepherd, which these 2 are the shepherd over the flock. I'm not saying they're Jesus. I'm just saying they was assigned to be over the flock, which is us. They have things they have to do, like being up here singing and what they have to do, you know, what they're called to do. The 4 that's standing down here is like a sheepdog. I'm not calling us a dog. But when the shepherd is busy or not there, we've got to be in tune with God to take care of what's going on. If we're sitting there and we're worrying about what we're having for dinner that night or whatever we think of, it's always food for me, but anyway. I like food. But if I'm always standing there thinking about that, how am I going to be get in tune with God? To know when somebody has a stronghold against them and they might need prayer. Well, they do need prayer because strongholds are, that's the only way that you can fight against strongholds. We can't physically fight strongholds. We have to spiritually fight the strongholds that's taking a hold of people, because there's confusion and there's jealousy. There's, attacks that's happening right now, because Satan knows that's the only way he can get to you. And it's harder now. It's stronger now. And it's going to get stronger. So we have to be in tune with God and to do what we're called to do in here. Turn to Ephesians 6. Now this is how you would break the strongholds. Starting at verse 10. Finally, my brother, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. That's how you fight against these strongholds. Even the ones that don't stand on this rug. I'm not saying if God told you to go to somebody and pray for them not to do it. That's not what I'm saying. Even the ones that's up here singing, if they feel they need to do something, do it. You know, it's not just us that this is a sign for, but that is our purpose. And if you're standing there and you feel a stronghold and you need a little extra help, come up here in the middle of us. We'll gather around you, or even come to the altar. We'll gather around you and we will pray for you. because that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be helping the shepherds take care, while they're away, take care of the sheep. But we've got to get in tune with God. We can't come in here with everything on our mind and expect to hear what God's telling us to do. Because we might come in here and think God's saying for us to do something. We may go to somebody and do something and they run them off. We've got to be in tune. This is serious. It's very serious to know that you're hearing from God. Because if you're not, then you're going to get in trouble. Because if you run somebody off, or if you hurt somebody or something, we're in trouble. Because that ain't what He told you to do. We have to be about the Father's business. We have to be always in our uniform. Just like Jennifer talked all the time about being in stance. We can't just stand there just any way we want to be. We have to be. To be a good soldier, you have to be in that stand where they're not going to knock you down, or things coming at you is going to knock you down. You've got to be strong. We've got to get strong in the Lord. Because like I said, there's stronger strongholds coming. And more wickedness is coming. And it's coming in here. And we've got to be ready to be able to fight these things off in prayer, not physical. We don't beat them to death or anything else. We got to be spiritually strong. And in the Word. I know people get tired of hearing. I'm getting tired of hearing people saying I have to pray all the time. I have to do this all the time. Well, to be strong in the Lord, you better be doing it. Because when one of them things, them bad things that comes in here, it can literally hurt you. If you're not strong in the Lord, because it's going to laugh at you and it's going to say, who are you? You ain't stopping me. So we've got to get strong in the Spirit. We got to put aside the selfishness and the childish things. We're not children no more. Well, there is some children in here, but we're not children no more. We are adults. We've got to stop with the competing and being childlike. We're not childlike. When you're with God, you need to be adult-like. You know what's right or wrong. We can't continue to do what is wrong and expect to make heaven our home. But if you need help, you need prayer. Don't be ashamed. I've been in it 20-some years. I still need prayer. Don't be ashamed. You don't even have to say nothing. All you have to do is stand either in the middle of there. We'll gather around you and pray. The ones that's here, whether it's one or two of us or four of us, we're there to be help the brother or the sister. Or you can pray at the altar if you feel more comfortable. Wherever you want to pray. Or sit at your seat. We don't care. But don't let these strongholds take a hold of you and bring you down. Because you have the resources to be able to fight and people to help you fight these things off. They're not just in church. They're in workplaces and they're in schools now. And why I say it's in work, because I've been bullied. It's been a while that I've been bullied over being a Christian. But it's okay. I went to the root of the problem and it's got fixed. You wouldn't think that adults would get bullied, but we do. But to take care of that, I had to pray, I had to read, and I had to ask God to help me, with it. But we're going to be ridiculed of being Christians. We're going to be ridiculed. He was. Why are we any different? But it does hurt when you think you're working with a bunch of adults and they want to act like that. But it's all right. So it's taken care of. But we've got to reach out and ask for help. Ask for help. I should have done that, but I didn't. Just thought I could fight it on myself. 4'11" person fight it on myself. You can't. You can't do that. So ask for help. Don't let it just keep continuing growing, where it's wrapping you up and it's dragging you down. If you don't understand nothing, if you don't understand something, you can go to anybody and they would explain it to you. It don't have to be, just say, you don't have to go to Tina. I mean, she's a good source. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying don't feel that you only got one person you can go to. There's people here willing to help you. Because we don't want to see nobody fail. I don't care who you are. We don't want to see nobody fail. Even these people out here. We don't want to see them go to hell. We're supposed to be for them, out here for them, just the same as we are for each other. Yeah, it's more comfortable being in here with around Christians. That's a little bit more comfortable. But there's people out here that's assigned to you. And the world has took them over. It has took them over. And they're confused. They don't know the right way. Because I can't say they ain't been taught. But the world's got such a hold on them that they're so confused. And they don't understand. Until they give their heart to God, that's when they'll understand, truly understand why we look silly what we do. They think we look silly, but we're not silly. You know, if you're truly doing what God wants you to do, you're not silly. But if anybody ever needs help, please come and get it. Don't let this take a hold of you. Don't let it drag you down. It's not worth it. At the end, if we make it, look where we'll be. And then they'll think we're not silly. But we're going to take the ridicule. Just for a short time. But think of where we'll be whenever it's over. And we'll be there for eternity. And we'll never have to go through ridicule or anything else when we get up there, because all it is love, peace, joy, and happiness up there. So if you find yourself being bullied or whatever at school, you got to cut the root out. You got to cut that root out. You got to get rid of it. You don't have to go through that. But don't fight them, because it don't do no good. Take them to God. Place them in God's feet. Say, God, this is yours. Whatever you do, you do. You know, it's your will what you do. Do that. Don't sit and think you have to live with it every single day of your life to where it torments you. Get rid of it right then and there. Take it to God. Take it, whatever it is, to God's feet. And place it there and leave it there. Don't go back and try to say, well, I'm going to try to talk to him. That don't work neither. Just lay it down and leave it alone. And that's how it gets taken care of. But we've got to, when we come in our Father's house, get in tune with God. We can't be worrying about what's going on. And I know things happen, but still we can't worry about it. Just like Kenny read last night, let the dead bury the dead. We've got to leave all this stuff outside, because this is the Father's house. This is where we come for our refuge and our strength. That's the reason we need to be here every single service. No, we don't want nobody with no stomach virus or nothing like that up in here, but this is where we need to be. If you find yourself thinking, oh gosh, I have to go to church again tonight, fourth night, and here I am, you find yourself like that, you better be dropping to your knees. It should be a joy and a pleasure that these doors are still open, that we can come in this house and we can praise God freely. Praise God. We don't have to worry about somebody shooting us or whatever, or taking our Bibles from us. If you find it's a dread to come in here, you better be praying about it. You better be getting that out of you, because something's wrong. The stronghold's done grabbed you. You get it out of you right then and there, because it is a joy to come in this house to worship God, because He's here. Why do you not want to be where He's at? You scared something might be told? Get it out of you. Get it out of you. Don't be hanging on to stuff that's not even worth hanging on to. You better be hanging on to the hand of God. And you better be holding tight, and you better be just looking straight ahead and going on. Don't be backing up. There's a lot of backing up. Doing old things. It's not worth it. Them old things, why'd you leave it for to begin with? It's not worth to go back to it. So you better let it go. You better get it out of you. And come in tune when you walk in this house, in tune with God, to know what He may or want you to do. So if you just find yourself in that stronghold, pray. And if you need extra help, you need extra prayers, come. That's what this altar is for. This altar is for people. They don't have to be sinners. For Christians too. That's having a little bit of trouble not understanding something, or being confused, or being anything that's not of God. We got to get it out of us, because He's coming. And He's coming soon. We don't know the day or hour, but it could be today. It could be tomorrow. And you sure don't want to be found with that stronghold in you when you had every opportunity in the world to get it out. So we've got to get clean. We got to be white as snow, or we're not going home. We're not going home. And I don't want to be found like that. I don't want to be found like that, not being clean. And Him saying, depart from me, you worker of iniquity. I never even knew you. That's heartbreaking to even think. So we've got to get this stuff out of us. We've got to. I know people has a hard time to listen to a woman. But you know what? God called us to do this. It ain't that we said, God, please put me up there to do it, because I would have done anything. I would open up the door and shook their hand or whatever. But He has called us to get up here and bring forth His word. He has called us. If you don't want to listen to us, that's up to you and God, because God will take care of that. Sometimes in life we have to get rid of that pride. We got to get rid of it. We got to quit thinking, well, I don't have to listen to that one. They don't tell me what to do. It's not me telling you what to do, it's God. You got to get it out of you. You got to get that chip off your shoulder. And that pride off your shoulder. Jealousy off your shoulder. And thinking that you can do better. You got to get it off. If you want to make heaven your home, you got to get it off. Because it will not enter heaven. It will not. So quit being puffed up. Quit being puffed up. And get it out. Because it's only a short time here and it's eternity up there. But it's your choice what you want to do, where you want to live whenever eternity is here. It's your choice, not mine, not your husband, not your wife, not your sister, brother, whoever. It's your choice. He's not going to make you, but he's warning you today, you better get it out of you. You better get it out. Because there's stronger things coming besides of what you're holding right now. There's stronger things. And if you can't break what you're holding now, you're not going to be able to break what's coming. It's more evil. So you have a chance because he's calling you to break it. You have a chance to break it now before you are wrapped up and you are drugged down. So come today and break it and get it out of you. And go to people that loves you. That's the church group should love everybody. I'm not just saying your wife or your husband or whoever or your family. The church group should love you. So go, get help if you need it. Don't be ashamed to ask. Or you don't even have to say nothing. All you got to do is just come. You don't have to say nothing to nobody what's going on or nothing. But we're here to pray with you. We don't want to see you fail. And we don't want to see you give up. And things of this world tend to make us want to give up. It makes us want to. And we don't want to see that. And nothing in this world's worth giving up for. So come today, if you find yourself with any of this, and let us pray with you. And we got to get strong. We need to be strong. Because it's coming. And you've been told before, it's coming. We can't choose what comes through the door. There's going to be all kinds of things come through that door. But we've got to get as one church, together in one accord. We can't be separating or anything like that. We've got to be together. We've got to work together. So don't be trying to separate yourself from somebody else, but just because you didn't like the shirt they wore that day or whatever. Don't be doing that. We say we're a church family. We've got to be that family. A family sticks together through thick or thin. And we've got to be there for each and every one, even to the little kids. If the kids knows the right, the wrong, and whatever, and they're struggling with something, we've got to be there just for them, just the same. Just because they're kids don't mean we should say, well, they're just little kids. They don't know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing. These kids are big enough to know what they're doing and what's right or wrong and not be fighting amongst each other or anything. They know. They're big enough to know. And we got to be there for them too. Because if we're not there for the children, who's going to be there for them? The world. And we don't want that. And when they enter them schools, the ones that goes to schools, what they have to deal with this year, with the little furries that thinks they're dogs and cats around the teacher's feet, all that stuff. That's not right. We've got to teach these kids that is not right. I don't care how fun it looks that you get snacks all day sitting at the teacher's feet or whatever they do. It's not right. It's not right. It's crazy. And it's a stronghold from Satan to make these kids do this crazy stuff. They think we look crazy. I mean, we got dog leashes on and everything. That's crazy. But it's coming from Satan. And we've got to teach these children, I don't care how fun it looks to you. That's not fun. That's crazy. That's from Satan. And we've got to teach them this stuff before they go out here to be the light in these schools that they desperately need right now. We've got to teach them this of what's going on. Just be honest with them. We can't sugarcoat it for them. We can't hide stuff from them because they're going out in these places and seeing this stuff, and they might not understand what's even going on, why these people are acting like that. But we've got to teach them that, to have them ready for whenever the school doors open, to have them go in there and have to see what Satan does to people. And it's not a game that they're doing. It's not a game. They come in my workhouse. It's like, okay, we're adults, but we're going to act like this. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But we don't participate in that kind of stuff because it's not of God. God made animals. He made the cats and the dogs that's on their 4 feet. That's not human. He made these. But we're not them. So please, always have your armor on. Don't ever take it off, because right now ain't no time to be dropping nothing or losing nothing, or just taking it off to breathe or whatever. We ain't got time for that. We're going to have to get stronger in spirit with God, because these things are getting stronger that's in this world are getting stronger that's wanting to come after us. If one thing he sees that he can't fight you with, or he can't bring you down with, he's going to bring something stronger to you. He's going to keep doing that until he tries to bring you down. But if we're strong in the spirit with God, he's not going to bring us down. It don't matter what he brings to us. We're going to always be standing like that soldier, not moving, and them not being able to knock us down. So if you find yourself with any of these strongholds, please get them out today. Please. Because everything is going fast, and it could take you down real fast. So when you feel something like this and you need help, come. Pray. We're here for you. All of us is here for you. Even these little children. Every time somebody's praying, these little children go to them. They're here for you too. You might think, well, I don't know why she goes every time, but these kids know. These kids know. Even little Buggy, as little as she is, she knows. And she's genuinely there for you. She's not there just to stand to be looking around. She's there for you. And it's awesome to see these little kids do that. And we need to be the same way as these little children. We don't need to say, oh, I'm not going to that one. I don't know. They looked at me cross-eyed yesterday, and I'm not going around them. That's not the point. We're all brothers and sisters. We're to help each other. It's not no woman and woman or man and man. It's we're here for each other. So we need to come and we unite as a family. Quit separating. Quit separating. Because that's when the strongholds can come in here and it can devour people. So we need to quit separating. We need to come in here with one mind, one accord, that's on Jesus, and be here for each other, to help each other make it home. That's what we're here for. So if you want to find you a place to pray.